Have you ever woken up feeling like your mind is a tangled web dragging you into chaos before your feet even touch the floor? What if I told you that the first few moments after opening your eyes hold the power to shape your entire day for better or worse? Imagine stepping onto a battlefield where your greatest enemy isn't the world outside, but the storm raging within your own thoughts. Most of us start our mornings on autopilot, hitting snooze, scrolling endlessly through news feeds, emails, or social media, allowing external noise to flood our minds before we even fully awaken. This mental chaos can pull us in 1,000 directions, leaving us exhausted and scattered long before the day truly begins. Like a ship caught in a sudden storm, without a captain at the helm, we drift aimlessly vulnerable to every wave of distraction and stress. But what if your mind could be trained like a warrior's body, disciplined, calm, and ready to face any challenge? What if you had the tools to steady your inner compass each morning, guiding you steadily through the currents of daily life? Here's an example. Think of a conductor standing before an orchestra. Without clear direction, the musicians might play out of sync, creating noise instead of harmony. Your mind each morning can be that conductor, setting the tone and rhythm for your entire day. Or it can succumb to chaos if left unchecked. The ancient Stoics understood this truth deeply. They believed the way you begin your day reveals the way you will live it. Morning isn't just a time on the clock. It's a sacred window where your thoughts are most malleable, where you can plant seeds of discipline, focus, and peace. In my experience, few moments are as powerful as those quiet early minutes when the world is still asleep. It's not about forcing yourself to become perfect immediately, but gently training your mind to respond rather than react, to lead rather than follow. That subtle shift is where transformation begins. Have you noticed how the first few moments after waking often decide the tone for your entire day? Instead of plunging headfirst into the chaos of notifications and endless distractions, imagine gifting yourself a few minutes of pure stillness, no screens, no noise, just the calm rhythm of your own breath. This is not merely a pause, it's a deliberate reset button for your mind and body. Think of your mind as a lake at dawn. Without wind, its surface is smooth and reflective, allowing you to see clearly beneath. But the moment a breeze stirs, the water ripples, scatter the reflection, blurring your view. Those first silent minutes after waking are your chance to keep the water calm before the storms of the day arise. In practice, this means sitting quietly for about 3 to 5 minutes, focusing solely on your breathing, feeling the cool air enter your nostrils and the gentle warmth as you exhale. This simple ritual initiates a cascade of calming responses in your nervous system. It lowers stress hormones, calms the mind, and shifts your body from the restless fight or flight state into a peaceful rest and digest mode. Take Sarah, a busy teacher I know. Each morning, before her hectic schedule begins, she dedicates 5 minutes to this breathing stillness in a cozy corner of her home. No apps, no guided meditation, just her and the quiet. She says it's like tuning her internal instrument before playing the symphony of the day. This ritual grounds her, making her less reactive to daily surprises and more connected to what truly matters. Beyond mental quietude, coupling this stillness with light physical movement, like gentle stretches or a short walk, can awaken your body and mind simultaneously. It's a way of saying, I'm present. I'm ready. This mindful transition from rest to action strengthens discipline, signaling to your brain that the day's challenges are met with calm preparedness rather than frantic reaction. In my own routine, these moments of silent breath control feel like a sanctuary amid life's noise. They don't demand perfection or long hours, just presence. I've found that this practice not only sharpens focus, but creates a buffer zone allowing me to choose how to respond to the world rather than being swept away by it. Every morning, before the world demands your attention, there lies a quiet but powerful choice waiting for you. Which virtue will guide your actions today? Picture this moment as standing at a crossroads with countless paths, each representing a different trait: patience, courage, honesty, or kindness. The path you decide to walk will shape every interaction, every decision, and every challenge that crosses your way. Imagine waking up and selecting your virtue as if choosing a shield or a compass for the day. It's not a vague ideal tucked away on a shelf, but a living, breathing principle to carry with you. Maybe today, your shield is patience to endure delays and frustrations with grace. Or perhaps it's courage to face an uncomfortable truth or speak up when silence feels safer. Consider Jason, a project manager in a bustling office who commits each morning to embodying humility. When conflicts arise or ego clashes threaten team harmony, he reminds himself, "Today I am here to listen and understand, not to prove I'm right." This deliberate choice transforms not only his mindset, but also the atmosphere around him. Why does focusing on a single virtue matter so much? Because when your mind is anchored by one clear value, the chaos of competing emotions and distractions starts to settle. It's like tuning a radio to a single frequency amidst static. Suddenly, the noise fades and the message becomes clear. This practice also empowers you to respond intentionally rather than react impulsively. When patience is your chosen virtue, a traffic jam becomes less of a trigger for anger and more of a training ground in calm endurance. When honesty leads the way, difficult conversations become opportunities for growth instead of sources of fear. From my own experience, narrowing my focus to one guiding virtue each day helps me live more deliberately. It reduces overwhelm and provides a moral compass when faced with unexpected challenges. It's a small habit that holds immense power in shaping not just my day, but my character over time. Each morning offers a profound reminder that life is fragile and fleeting. An awareness the ancient Stoics called memento mori, or remember you must die. This isn't a grim thought meant to darken your day. Rather, it is a powerful nudge urging you to embrace the preciousness of each moment. Imagine standing at the edge of a vast canyon, knowing that the ground beneath your feet is not eternal. Would you waste time worrying about trivial setbacks, or would you choose to move forward with clarity and purpose? The awareness of our limited time sharpens our focus, dissolves procrastination, and invites us to live fully in the present. Take Emma, a freelance artist I know who starts every day by reminding herself of this truth. Instead of letting deadlines or distractions overwhelm her, she views each brushstroke as a gift, an opportunity that won't come again. This mindset transforms ordinary tasks into acts of meaning and intention. But memento mori goes beyond motivation. It is also a call to gratitude. When you truly grasp that today might be your only chance to connect with loved ones, to create, or simply to breathe, you stop taking life for granted. It cuts through the noise of daily complaints and anxieties, offering a clear lens through which to appreciate what matters most. Incorporating memento mori into your morning routine doesn't demand dwelling on death, but invites a gentle wake-up call to cherish life. It's a mental practice that grounds us, helping to cut. Life often throws us curveballs when we least expect them. A sudden detour on the way to a meeting, an unexpected obstacle in our plans, or a simple inconvenience that feels disproportionately frustrating. Have you ever caught yourself asking, "Why me?" when things go awry? The Stoics offer a radical shift in perspective called amor fati, the love of one's fate. This idea goes beyond mere acceptance. It invites us to actively love everything that happens, good or bad. Picture a skilled sailor navigating a turbulent sea. Rather than battling the waves, the sailor learns to harness their energy, adjusting the sails to move forward. Similarly, amor fati teaches us to flow with life's ups and downs, turning challenges into fuel for growth rather than sources of resistance. Consider Lily, a small business owner, who once faced a sudden supply chain disruption that threatened her entire month's revenue. Instead of succumbing to frustration, she embraced the disruption as a chance to innovate, sourcing new materials and redesigning her products. This mindset not only saved her business, but unlocked creativity she hadn't tapped into before. Why resist what's beyond our control when we can transform it into opportunity? Amor fati is the mindset that refuses to waste energy on wishing life were different. It's a profound freedom, allowing us to meet adversity with grace and resilience. I've found that when I greet setbacks with amor fati, I feel less burdened and more empowered. This isn't about pretending everything is perfect, but about choosing to see the hidden gifts within challenges. It's a daily practice of turning why me into bring it on. Rough distractions and fear empowering us to approach the day with both urgency and calm. Before diving into the chaos of your day, take a moment to envision what could go wrong. This ancient Stoic practice, known as premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of evils, encourages us not to fear the worst, but to prepare our minds for it. Imagine you are an actor rehearsing a challenging scene before stepping onto the stage. This rehearsal builds confidence and reduces surprise. Think about Tom, an event organizer who always spends a few minutes each morning imagining potential setbacks, a last-minute venue change, technical glitches, or a no-show speaker. By anticipating these possibilities, Tom doesn't waste energy panicking when trouble arises. Instead, he faces challenges with calm readiness. Why dwell on negative scenarios? Because the unexpected is less frightening when it's already familiar in your mind. This mental rehearsal acts like a vaccine, exposing your psyche to the virus of adversity in controlled doses, so that when real difficulties come, your reaction is measured, not frantic. Premeditatio malorum also pushes you beyond passive acceptance. It inspires proactive steps, double-checking details, having backup plans, or simply adjusting your attitude. Visualizing what might go wrong transforms anxiety into action. Incorporating this practice into my mornings has been a game changer. Instead of feeling blindsided by problems, I approach them like a seasoned strategist, anticipating the enemy's moves. It's not pessimism, but preparedness that fosters resilience and peace of mind. Every morning presents a choice. Will you expend your energy on matters within your grasp or chase after those beyond your reach? This fundamental Stoic principle teaches us to clearly draw the line between what we can control and what lies outside our power. Think of your mind as a garden. Focusing on tending the plants you can nurture yields growth, while obsessing over wild weeds outside your fence only wastes your strength. Imagine preparing for an important presentation. You can master your material, rehearse your delivery, and control your attitude, but you cannot command the audience's reactions, the weather outside, or technical glitches. When your thoughts fixate on these uncontrollable factors, anxiety builds and clarity fades. Let's take Anna, a software developer, as an example. She used to stress over user feedback and platform changes that she had no influence over. Once she embraced the Stoic mindset, she shifted her focus to refining her code and improving her skills areas where her efforts truly mattered. This shift liberated her mental energy and enhanced her productivity. Why waste precious mental resources on what you cannot change? Philosopher Epictetus wisely said, "Make the best use of what is in your power and take the rest as it happens." This isn't resignation. It's a powerful strategy to preserve your peace of mind and effectiveness. I've found that practicing this distinction daily helps me remain calm amid chaos. It's like holding the steering wheel firmly, knowing I can't control every bump in the road, but can decide how to navigate them. This awareness channels my energy toward constructive action rather than futile worry. There's a subtle but dangerous trap that many of us fall into each morning, waiting for the right moment. We tell ourselves we'll start once we feel more motivated, more awake, or less distracted. But the Stoics remind us that waiting is a luxury the mind can ill afford. Action is the spark that ignites motivation, not the other way around. Imagine a runner poised at the starting line, hesitating to move because the perfect breeze hasn't arrived or the sun isn't at just the right angle. That hesitation costs precious time and momentum. Instead, the moment the signal sounds, the runner must launch forward, even if conditions aren't ideal. Take Mark, a writer who struggled for years with procrastination. He used to wait until inspiration struck before opening his laptop. After adopting the Stoic mindset, he committed to opening the computer and typing at least 2 sentences every morning, no matter how uninspired he felt. That small, consistent action transformed his productivity and reshaped his relationship with work. Why is immediate action so vital? Because emotions and motivation are fleeting. Waiting for them risks endless delay. Neuroscience supports this. The brain rewards movement with dopamine, the feel-good chemical that reinforces habits. By acting first, even in small steps, you train your brain to stay engaged and disciplined. I've learned that starting, no matter how imperfectly, is the most powerful antidote to procrastination. It's not about rushing blindly, but about honoring the moment and choosing to move forward. This mindset turns hesitation into momentum, making each morning a victory in self-mastery. Before you plunge into the rush of daily responsibilities, take a moment to pause and read a brief Stoic quote, a spark of ancient wisdom that can instantly anchor your mind. Imagine these words as a lighthouse guiding a ship through foggy waters, cutting through the haze of distraction and uncertainty. For example, Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Just a sentence like this can shift your entire perspective, reminding you that while you cannot control everything, you always control your response. Consider Jane, a busy nurse who starts each morning by reading one or two lines from Seneca's letters. She keeps a small notebook on her nightstand to jot down what the quote stirs within her, whether a newfound patience or a gentle reminder to remain calm. This ritual not only sets her tone for the day, but also builds a mental framework to navigate stress. Why does such a brief practice hold so much power? Because the mind is most malleable upon waking, like soft clay waiting to be shaped. The first thoughts influence all that follow. Reading a Stoic quote is more than just intellectual exercise. It's a mental reset that invites clarity and purpose. I've found that starting my day with a Stoic phrase helps me cut through mental clutter and center my focus. It's like tuning a delicate instrument before a performance small but essential. This simple act reminds me that wisdom need not be complex to be profoundly impactful. Each morning, before stepping fully into the day's demands, consider opening a journal, not just to write, but to engage in a sincere conversation with yourself. Reflective journaling is like holding a mirror up to your soul, offering clarity where confusion once reigned. Imagine Emma, a busy entrepreneur who spends 10 minutes every morning jotting down 3 simple questions. What went well yesterday? What could I have done better? And what lesson will I carry forward today? This ritual isn't about perfection. It's about honest self-awareness and growth. Journaling creates a sacred space to process emotions, untangle complex thoughts, and chart progress over time. It's the mental equivalent of decluttering your workspace, clearing away the noise to make room for focus and creativity. Why is this practice so transformative? Because it forces you to slow down and observe your own patterns. When you write, you move from reacting unconsciously to responding deliberately. This shift helps dissolve negative habits and nurtures a mindset of continuous improvement. In my own life, journaling has been a powerful anchor. On days filled with uncertainty, it grounds me. On days of success, it humbles me. It's not a chore, but a moment of connection between who I was, who I am, and who I aspire to become. Every journey toward mastering the mind must include a gentle but powerful practice, cultivating gratitude and forgiveness. These are not mere niceties or empty platitudes, but essential acts of mental cleansing that clear away the weight of resentment and open space for joy. Imagine your heart as a garden. Gratitude is the rich soil that nourishes vibrant flowers, while forgiveness removes the weeds choking growth. Without both, the garden struggles to thrive. Take Daniel, a teacher, who faced years of bitterness after a painful falling out with a close friend. Each morning, he began writing down 3 things he was grateful for. Simple blessings like a warm cup of tea, a kind word, or a moment of quiet. Gradually, he also practiced forgiving, not to condone harm, but to free himself from the chains of anger. Over time, this dual practice lifted a heavy burden and brought a renewed lightness to his spirit. Why is gratitude so powerful? Because it shifts focus from what's lacking to what's abundant. It calms the nervous system, lowers stress hormones, and floods the brain with endorphins, the body's natural happiness boosters. Forgiveness, often harder to embrace, releases us from the prison of past hurts, allowing peace to take root. Incorporating gratitude and forgiveness into my morning routine has been transformative. They act as a reset button for my emotional well-being, teaching me that freedom often lies not in changing circumstances, but in changing my perspective and releasing old wounds. As you stand on the threshold of transformation, remember that true mastery is not achieved overnight, but through steady, deliberate practice. These 11 steps aren't just tips, they form a daily ritual that, when embraced fully, can reshape your mind and life. Imagine your mind as a sculptor's clay soft malleable, waiting for the touch of your disciplined hands. Each morning, you mold it with intention and care, carving away distractions, shaping resilience, and revealing the masterpiece within. I invite you to embark on a 7-day journey. Dedicate yourself each morning to these practices and observe the subtle yet profound shifts in your energy focus and outlook. Will you accept the challenge to meet yourself with greater clarity and strength? Your experience matters. Share your journey, your struggles, and your victories in the comments below. Join a community striving for mindful growth, where your voice can inspire and be inspired. If this path resonates with you, consider subscribing and turning on notifications, because every day offers a new opportunity to build a disciplined, peaceful mind. Let's walk this path together. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss new content. Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. I'd love to hear how you're applying these practices in your life. Let's grow stronger together.